Good morning, y'all. It is Kimmie with the Crochet Cabin, and today I'm going to start recording making my homemade vegetable beef soup, and then tomorrow I'll be recording canning it. So, and I'll get this out to you guys because there's several of you who have asked me about my canning videos. So I thought I would do one. We're doing the soup anyway, so I thought I'd do one. So, hold tight, my friends, and we're gonna start. There's some stuff already in there that we already did, but I left some stuff out so you could watch me how I do it. So, all right, be back in a sec. Okay, y'all, welcome back. So I have my carrots that I grew in my garden. So I've got 2 gallon bags and 1 quart bag. So we're gonna try to evenly distribute these into the soup. So this is one of the cookers. We have 3 going. So it's kind of full, huh? Alright, there's 1. And there's the other one. There's another one. So not the other one. Another one. So this is vegetable beef soup. It's a beef-based soup. Don't look at my dirty dishes. We've been sick around here really bad. So, a few more in there. Let's see. A little more. All right. I already cut up the meat, and I browned the meat in a skillet on the stove. And I put a little bit of water in the bottom of the pan. Made a really nice little, gravy. And go get that quart. And so I browned all that. I have them in the shower because they've been thawing. So I got my baskets. So I'm gonna put these in this one because this is a bigger cooker than the other ones. Okay. So, I'm gonna get rid of these. Alright, so there is our carrots. Now, let's see if I can get all these in a basket in the sink maybe. There's not a lot left. We put mainly just about everything in there. So, alright, so I need to open these peas. My handy dandy scissors. Alright. So there's peas in there. Peas in there. Peas in there. So we'll split this between the 3 cookers. These are turkey roasters. Man, I tell you what, they work super good for cooking up a big batch of soup. So, 1/3 of the bag. There's already peas in there. And we'll put the rest in. Okay, get rid of that bag. All right, what we got now? Okay, so I already put corn in them, but I really like corn, so I'm going to do a little more. We have 3.5 bags. And some of it's still frozen. Some of it's not, but there's some. Whoops. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Okay, now all that's left is celery. We gotta do the potatoes and onions. We'll do that later. Let's see. I need a spoon. Don't look at my mess. Let's see here. Let me find a spoon. Let's go with this one. Okay. Now. Uh-oh. I slopped it out, y'all. Okay. So, I see, you can see there's tomatoes down there. I'm just trying to even this out. And then I'm going to add the beef broth. This is a beef-based soup. A lot of, well, most vegetable beef soup is beef-based. Some people do tomato-based. I don't like that as well. I like the beef. I'm a beef eater. All right. So I have 4 store-bought beef broth, and I have 2 quarts of what I made. Remember when I did that beef broth video? Okay, so we're going to use 2 in each one. So start right here, and these are, if I can get the dang thing open. Come on now, behave. These are 32 ounces, so it's 2 pounds of broth. And then we're going to do some water. If I have some of the what is that? Better than bouillon. I have a lot of that, but I don't know if I have any beef. Oh, it didn't open. There we go. And then when the tomatoes thaw, there'll be a little bit of tomato juice mixed in with the beef, and that just makes a really good flavor. We still have to get the potatoes and onions in there and the celery. But like the celery is going to be the absolute last one that I use, that I put in, because they take no time to cook. They were blanched before they were put in the freezer. So, let's see. You guys can see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing. Let's watch that. That's 2, 3. There's 3. Let's see. One more in there. And then we'll put the homemade in the biggest one. Whoa. Some of this broth will cook back. Oh, there's one more in there. Yeah, we're gonna have to add water to that one. All right, I'm sorry, I have to move around. So look at my mess. It's not that bad. Why did I come? Oh yeah. I need my can opener. And I'm gonna come over here and get a butter knife. And I'll show you why. I try to get my lids off so I don't damage them, so I can reuse them. They're like for water bathing. So what I do is I lay my knife right here, flat down, and then I put this over it. See there? Okay, right on the edge. Whoops. Sometimes it doesn't work so well. There we go. And then it doesn't damage the lid. See? The lid is not damaged at all. So I can reuse this for water bath. It's something that needs water bath canned, you know. Alright, so we're gonna put this in this one. Look how much darker that is than the store-bought. Then the store-bought. Oh, much darker. Alright, I gotta get all that off the bottom. Okay. Alright, so that is it for the time being. I gotta try to get this stuff down in there. I'm going to have to add water. But it'll be okay. I'm gonna look and see if I have any of the beef better than bouillon. See what I have up covered. Let's see. I see chicken. We have a bunch downstairs, so I might look down there and see what we have down there. Don't think we have any up here. No. I do not see any. See my backyard? No, chicken bouillon. I'll have to go out and look. I'm gonna add that to the water. So I'm gonna add some water. Add some water. Water. Yeah. So, some water in there. And I have more broth downstairs, more homemade broth. But I plan to do beef stew as well. So I don't want to use all my beef broth for the vegetable soup, the beef vegetable. That's a lot of food, isn't it? I always need extra broth, so what I normally do is go down and get a jar of tomato juice this one's got a lot of broth in it. That one needs more. That one's a lot bigger. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, I'm gonna make some beef stew this year as well. Okay. Now, this is right there. And I have some garlic I'm gonna throw in there. I'll find the open piece. Come on, man. Well, scissors. Right here. I did that. I opened that bag of peas. So, I'm gonna take this off, throw it away. Now I'm gonna get a spoon. And some recipes I do by measure, and some recipes I eyeball, you know. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 2, and about 3. Okay, in each jar, or in each cooker. So there's 1, 2, and I put garlic in just about everything I cook because garlic is so good for your body. Absolutely good for your body. It's good for your heart, which you don't know I have a heart condition. There we go. Alright, we got that done. So I'm gonna get the garlic stirred in. I salt and peppered the meat while I was browning it, so we'll have to add more. What I normally do is when I open the jar, you know, for supper or whatever, and I'll add things to it then instead of doing it. Because some things will go over time, will like go rancid after it's canned, you know. So, so I don't add it into the canning. I wait and I do it, you know, when I heat it up. All them peas back in there. Peas, I want to escape, y'all. Alright. Okay, now, lids on. And last lid, drop this off. Okay, so, yeah, that's my dirty dishes, I'm sorry. This thing just flops around, man. My neck ain't big enough, I guess. So, then, we're gonna just let these cook. Let me see here. We're gonna turn it up. 300. Now we're gonna 300 and sorry, you guys are sideways. I gotta see. Go. Here is 300. All right. So we got all that going. Here in a little bit, I'll add the celery and the onions and potatoes. And then I'll bring you guys back when I do that. And then I'll brain fart, sorry. Then I'll bring you back tomorrow when I do the canning from start to finish. I'll try to do it from start to finish. Sometimes I forget to turn the record on. Alright, so that's it for now, guys, but I will be back in just a split second to you. To me, it'll be a little longer. So, love y'all. I'll see you in a bit. Bye now. Hey y'all, I'm back. Okay, so this is one of the cookers. Everything's in there now. Doesn't that look good? I think it does. I wish you guys could smell it, because man, oh man, it smells scrumptious. There's the second one. Go along this way. And here is the third one. And as we have done many years in the past, we always make too much. So I had to get my crock pot out, and that's my crock pot. So, yep. Everything's going along pretty good, so I will be back with y'all tomorrow when we go to Canada, or I might come back on tonight and let you see it as it's simmering and everything's, you know, gelling together. And so, but this is all right now. So I will see you all in a little while, okay? All right. Hang tight, my friends. Bye. All right. Hey, y'all. Well, we're back. This is going to be the second to last installment. So, this is the finished soup. So, it's done. It's ready to go in the jars to be canned. I had a doctor's appointment today that I totally forgot about. So, Irby has canned most of it, but he left one of the pots full for me to do with you guys. So, thank you, Irby. So, we're going to go around to the other side of the table, and we're going to start filling up some jars. And I'll talk to you about the jars. So, what I do, they say you don't need to do this if you're pressure canning, which we are, because there's meat. But I do it anyway. So, I sterilize my jars. I put them in a sink full of soapy water with a little bit of bleach in it, maybe like 2 to 3 capfuls. And then I let them soak for 10 to 15 minutes. Then I get them out and I rinse them. And then they're sterilized. If I'm using very, very hot foods, I will put my jars in the oven. But that soup is not hot, not as hot anymore, so it should be okay. Don't want to break your jars. So you will need jars. I have 2 different kinds. I have the regular mouth here, and then I have the wide mouth here. So you can see that is a lot smaller opening than this one. Now I would prefer to use these, but this is what we got right now without opening up a bunch of new cases. So we are going to get started. We're going to start filling up the jars with the soup. And then I always like to take a chopstick and just kind of twirl it around in there, make sure there's no air pockets, because air pockets could cause botulism, and you don't want that. So I have 18 jars out here, which is what my canner will hold. These are pint jars. So Irby's already done a lot of quart jars, and there's another canner full of quart jars going right now. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go back up. Go back up. Okay. So when you're pressure canning, you will have a certain PSI. Okay. Pressure. PSI. I don't know what it stands for. Something like pressure per second or something like that. So for my altitude in Indiana, I have 11 pounds of pressure. That's what I need to keep my canner on, not let it get below, because if it goes below 11, then I have to restart the canning process. And that's just a pain in the ass. Oh, sorry, but so we are on 11 right now. So I kind of like my comfort zone to be about 13, tell you the truth. That way, if it does go down, it doesn't go down to the danger zone where I have to redo it. So I remember when I first started pressure canning, I was scared to death. Oh my goodness, I was so scared. I was scared I was going to blow up the house or something. Okay, so we are going to start with our first jar. But I'll be going back and looking at that just to make sure. This big silver thing is a canning funnel. And it helps you to not make so much of a mess out of your jars. So I usually do about a half inch of headspace on my jars. Oh yeah, we're up 12 now. Okay. Whew. Kimmie gets scared when it gets too low. When it gets towards that 11. I don't like it so well. Okay. 2. We had to add 2 more jars of broth to this. See, because I simmer it all night. we start the process. You're cutting up. Ooh, that's too many. That's too much. Start the process cutting up all the veggies and everything in the morning. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get a spoon. Sorry. I ain't no master canner, let me tell you. That looks more like it. Okay. So then we get it cooking late afternoon, sometimes mid-afternoon, and then I let it boil for a while, an hour or 2 hours, something like that, and then I'll simmer it until the next day. I used to do it like I'd simmer it like for 2 days. Like I would simmer it the evening I started it, and then sorry, I go back over to the canner. The evening that I started it, and then the second day I would let it simmer all that day and all that night, and then the following day is when I would jar it up and can it. So, but I don't do that anymore. I just do it the second day instead of the third day. Like one day for cooking and one day for canning. So, oh, that's a green bean. Okay. I thought that was a bay leaf. So, if y'all want to know what the ingredients are to my soup, I can run through that real quick. So, get a pen and paper. I will try to put it in the comment in the description box, but I ain't making no promises. I always forget, and I don't remember until it's already uploading. So first of all, it depends on the amount of soup that you want to make. Like with me, I do this about every 3 or 4 years. So I just can a lot at a time. But if you don't want to can it, and you just want to cook it, so each one of the cookers got 2 roasts, about probably 2 to 2.5 pounds each, and then I put 1.5 gallons of corn, and a gallon and a half of green beans, 2 big bags of peas. We had to get the peas from the store because our peas didn't work out so good this year. So 2 of the large bags of peas. 2 bags of lima beans. I did about 2/3 of a gallon of carrots. What else did I put in there? We did about 6 medium-sized potatoes per cooker. And then two 2-gallon bags of frozen tomatoes from our garden. And then you'll need like 3 to 4 big containers of beef broth. Now the tomatoes will go, a lot of them will go into sauce. It's like a juice. And then that tomato juice mixes with the beef broth. And oh my gosh, it's a really, really good flavor. I mean, really, really good. I really like it anyway. So that's basically it, I think. I've never even written this recipe down. This is just, I don't know. That dump cake? That's kind of what this is for soup. As the produce is coming in, ready to harvest in the gardens, we put some in the freezers, in big gallon bags. And I just write on there, carrots for soup or corn for soup or whatever. And a little bit more there. And then when all the produce that we need for the soup is already harvested, that's when we pull them all out of the freezer, pull the meat out, and we make soup. That way, because everything you need for soup, I mean, if you're pulling this from your garden, it is not going to get done at the same time. Most definitely. Like I've had people say, have you ever put broccoli in your vegetable soup? Well, I love broccoli. I've never put it in my soup. I grow broccoli every year. But I don't think that broccoli, not in my taste palette anyway, would go well with vegetable soup and all that. I grow broccoli for broccoli cheddar soup, which I do not have a canning recipe for that. I just cook it. Because there's certain things you can't can. You can't can dairy. And there's certain spices you can't put in your canned foods because they will go rancid. We're running out. I'm going to have to add some more water. The worst part of this is trying to keep enough liquid to call it soup. Because we're running out a lot. But I poured 2 quarts more of beef broth in that this morning. Just a little bit ago. And so adding the water is a good thing. Tones it down a little bit. I added water before we started filling jars. So. Whoa. Need more water. Like I said, I am not a professional canner. I am not a professional cook. I'm not telling you that this is how you should do it. I'm telling you this is how I do it. Now, with that being out of the way, I should have said that in the beginning, but I didn't. I forgot. Now we got some liquid to work with. Yay. All right. Got 2 more jars to fill up. Then we can start doing what we need to do for them. This is really good soup. This is my brother's favorite soup that I made. He loves vegetable beef soup. He's always, no onions, sissy. He didn't like onions at all. He could taste them. You could grind them suckers up and he'd still taste them. Whoa. So, just want to make sure it's a little full. Take a little bit out. That's alright. This one's too full. So, I am one of those people that everything I do, I second guess myself. I don't think what I do is good enough. No matter what it is, whether it be cooking, sewing, crochet, whatever. I just always had really, I guess, low self-esteem or something. I don't know. So I always second guess myself. So I always go back through and, in my mind, think about everything that I just did. Did I do that right? You know, and with canning, it's a good thing because that's important to know. Okay, so see, I just filled up 18 pint jars and I still have that much soup left. And this was just one of the 3 cookers. So, I need to get a chopstick. And I just have these little wooden chopsticks. The Chinese restaurant in town. You know, they have these. So they always let me take home a few. So then I just go in. I just swirl it around a little bit. Make sure that there's no air pockets anywhere. Because this soup is more like stew. It's not thick, but it's not thin by any means. It's kind of in the middle. So I make sure, and I just go around, make sure everything's how it should be. And I think I put some more in there. I think I will. I'll put some more in there. That one's kind of lacking something. This one too. Good grief. Now there's 3 in a row. I like when you're getting rid of your airspace. When you're doing something, you'll get it stirred around, and then all of a sudden you don't have as much in there as you thought you did, and that's because there was air pockets. So it just kind of takes it down a little bit. It's always safer to go through and do that, just to make sure you got what you need. Because if it's too low, then it won't seal. It won't have that vacuum seal effect. So I'm just adding a little bit to those jars. All right. Now we go on to the cleaning the jar rims. So when you fill your jars up, if you've used anything sticky, greasy, or salty, clean the rim of your jars with vinegar. They say you can use water on everything else, but I clean my jar, all my jars. The rims, when I'm done filling them, I clean them with vinegar. Okay, it's just regular white vinegar and paper towels. That's it. So I gotta go find the paper towels. Yeah, my husband was in here cooking, and he just kind of throws everything out of the kitchen so you can have room. I reckon. All right. on that canner. That canner has 51 minutes to go. All this will fit in my one canner. My top. I have two canners. I have a tall one and a short one. They're the same width around, but my tall one is for like double layer canning, which is what we're going to do today. He's got the short one going with jars in it of food. So then I just put vinegar in my little bowl, my little measuring bowl, and I fold up a paper towel, like so. And then I stick a corner in, let it spread itself out. And then I'll take a jar and I'll cup it over the rim, like so, and just wipe around. Yeah, see? There was some on there, right? So, yeah, I'm not satisfied with that. So I will fold it over and we will go again. Ta-da! Alright, now we're going to grab our two-step lid system. I'm going to do it the right way, not the way I do it. So you guys can see. Just center your lid. And take your ring. Twist it till it stops. Give it a little extra. That is fingertip tight. You do not want it too tight because then your lids could buckle. But you don't want it too loose because then they won't seal and they'll just come up, and then that would be, you have soup all in your water. So that is one completed jar. So we'll go to another corner and we'll, oh, this jar's dirty, I can feel it. Or not dirty, it's been cleaned. But it's got a soup on the outside of it. I can feel it. I'll just turn over, go around my room again. Just for my own personal peace of mind. So I know that I did everything I was supposed to do. Uh-oh. That dang thing's starting to dance again. It hasn't moved though. Now I'll fold it. Ooh, started to stick it in the wrong thing, didn't I? So I went to the doctor today. He ordered x-rays on my knees, you know. Fortunately, no broken bones, no fractures or anything. Oh, that's wrong. No fractures or anything like that. That was good. Just my knees are full of arthritis, which that ain't so good. But I don't doubt it. But I do have a virus, so he said I just need to let nature take its course. So just gotta work it out, you know. There. Put a towel over. Grab another jar. So then, that is all there is to canning, basically. Your prep is you have to prep your jars, and then you have to, fill your jars, and then get rid of any air bubbles that may be there. And and then clean your rims and put your lids on fingertip tight, put them in the canner and let them can. Okay. Pete, it's hot in here. Okay, so let's do widen out. Yeah. We are done with that paper towel piece. And then we'll make another one. I use these little cheapy ones for canning. I go through a ton of them. Mm-hmm. There we go. Yep, I reuse my lids. Sometimes I just reuse them for water bath, but if I can't tell the difference in a new lid and the one that's been used once before, then neither can my canner, right? That's all there is to that. Sorry, it's moving. Because I never learned how to stand still. Alright, there is it. Smidge. Just a smidge. Okay. It's getting hot in here, y'all. Okay, now. There we go. Alright. Let's do some more. Got some more corners to do. So, let's go like this. Hi, Irby. Mm-hmm. They can't see you. All they can see is jars. Oh, then I'll put our lid on. And then oh, it's about an inch down, isn't it? Should be alright though. You do like an inch to half inch to an inch. And one more, and we can put 9 in there. Nope, not that one. Put 9 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll be alright. Okay. Alright, let's get that corner. Ooh, I must have a cut on that finger because that vinegar sure did just find it. Blue dog. Whew. That kind of is ouchie. That was an ouchie. Alright, so in the tall canner, I can fit 9 on the bottom, and then I put another rack on top of them, and then I can fit 9 more on top of them. So we are going to, over here, oops, sorry, I hit it with my phone. Okay, alright. Since these are short little jars, I'm not going to pick them up with my fingers and stick them in there. I'm going to use my jar lifter. So there's our empty canner. So put that one right there. That one right there. I know you guys are probably getting dizzy, right? No, I have to keep going back and forth, so I'm going to do one at a time. See? And that one goes right there. And you'll just continue that on until you have 9 in there. I think I can just use my hands. So you have 9 on there. I just don't want to get scalded by water. Because this canner is hot. And the soup is hot. Not really hot. I mean, it's hot, but not hot, hot. Not like third degree burn your hands hot. Whoa. Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. So now, as you can see, the canner is got the jars. I'm gonna be able to fit 10 in there. Nah, I don't think so. All right, so we got 9 jars in there. So now I gotta find that. Okay. See the rack that's in there is the one that came with that. We had an older one that was like from his mom. I gotta see if he knows where it is, because I can't find it. I don't see it. Hold on a second. Hey, Irby, do you know where that other rack is? I didn't see it in there. Okay, I'll keep looking. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I'm gonna take all these pots and pans out, I guess. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pause this video for just a second while I find this thing. So hang tight, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, y'all. All right, I filled the rest of the jars. Let's see. And got them in the canner. So we have 18 jars in this canner. And that is going to be what we can next. So, and then after that, I'll finish it up. Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I just gotta put the lid on it. Turn up the heat a little bit. Let it steam and vent and all that good stuff. And then once my little button pops up, then I let it vent for 10 minutes. Then I put my weight on. And then once it gets up to temperature, up to the 11 pounds, then I start the timer of 90 minutes. So that's all I got right now. I might do a quick thing of, after they're all done and all that. So thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me. I really appreciate your company, and I love y'all. I really do. I know a lot of people say they do, and they don't, but I do. If I tell you, I mean it. So you are my friends and my family, and I love you. So I will see you on the next one, my friends. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, y'all. Mwah.